And speak to the political analyst Ross Feingold, a man who particularly knows the Republican Party very well. Ross, always a pleasure to have you on TRT World. What do you think might change now in Trump's foreign policy now that John Bolton has gone?
I think you used the key word, which is change. But actually, the focus might better be on what won't change from the perspective of, obviously, President Trump is the boss. He disagreed with one of his most important security advisors, but did he really implement things that Bolton had advocated for that led to their disagreement? So if we look at Iran as an example, obviously President Trump took advice or was offered the possibilities of using military force in response to certain actions that Iran took in the Persian Gulf. And he decided not to do that. And the same could be said for Venezuela, where Bolton advocated for certain actions. The president took the opinion, but didn't actually implement it. So there's going to be many hours and days of discussion, and people, of course, are going to say that the president's foreign policy is a bit chaotic. There's a lot of turnover in his team, which is true. But will anything change in a major way from the perspective of what has been the actual policies implemented by the Trump administration? Probably less than people are going to be talking about, right, at least in these few hours after this relatively surprising announcement.
So we just had a clip in that report there of Mike Pompeo, who is a great Trump loyalist, the Secretary of State. If Pompeo is going to be increasingly calling the shots on foreign policy, is that necessarily a good thing? My mind goes back to when Pompeo, not that long ago, said that it's quite possible God has sent Donald Trump to earth to save Israel from Iran. Now, belief in God is fine, but surely many people here on earth would rather that foreign policy was formulated by more everyday experiences rather than looking up towards the heavens and citing a deity.
No, it's a fair question, and it might sound unusual to people outside the United States, but we have to keep in mind the context in which those remarks were made, the important constituency that the Trump administration seeks the support of in the United States, and that includes a lot of very conservative evangelical Christian voters. But when it comes to the relationship between Secretary of State Pompeo and Donald Trump, for now, it seems to be a very strong relationship. They just get along very well. President Trump has a lot of time for the opinions or the briefings of Secretary of State Pompeo. He trusts him when Secretary of State Pompeo travels the world to meet with other governments. And again, similar to Bolton, though, Pompeo can make suggestions, but ultimately the decision maker is going to be the president of the United States. And that's how it should be. And if voters don't like that, they have an opportunity a little over a year from now to change the president.
Ross, thank you very much indeed. As I said, always a pleasure. Ross Feingold speaking to us from Taipei.